Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Stephen A. Williams with More Leads Steve and Blue Book MKE. In this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to answer some questions. I always ask people questions when they opt in with one of my programs, and I wanted to go over and first I want to tell you the questions because these questions may be some of the same ones that you have, and there is something in common with all of them that I see. Um, like Pete, you are probably experiencing the same issues that these customers are having. And this is the big reason why I even made my program. But we're not talking about my program in this video. Uh, we're going to talk about these specific issues that these people are having with their business, and they're probably going to help you out with the answers that I'm going to give you. So I'm going to read them. I'm not going to identify who it is. So if it is you, you'll just know that I answered your question. This one here said was working with a company that we had to part ways from as they were doing false advertising. So it was like starting over, but not really. Um, and this individual came to me because they're having trouble getting leads, and their monthly sales goal is $15,000 a month. So let me first break down that question or that answer that you gave to my question. What has stopped you from reaching your monthly sales goal? Was working with a company that we had to part ways from as they were doing false advertising. So it's like starting over, but not really. So this individual, from what they're stating, the way that they had their answers, that they believe that if they had more leads, that they would be able to make more sales. And this individual's sales goal was $15,000 per month. So this one is an easy one. Is that you need to get more leads. You need to have more people to talk to. Uh, I hear this all the time from businesses. They want to try to figure out how to get sales, and they used to work with another company, and they found out quickly that they did not know how to bring people in, that was actually taken care of by the company. They didn't even know about it. They just knew that they had people to talk to, and they would call them and try to sell them or pitch them or whatever you want to call, but they never knew about that department and the marketing or the strategy that they use to generate leads to bring people in. So your answer is that you need more people to talk to. You need to generate more leads. Here's another one here. I asked the question, what has stopped you from reaching your monthly sales goal? This individual said money, and their sales goal monthly is $10,000 a month. Now, one thing that I hear, like, and I made a program for one of my other companies called a 10K program, and I came up with the 10K program because almost everybody uh, like 99% of the people who filled out a form, they would say that they want to make $10,000. And it's like, if I'm making 10,000, I'm good. And so that was something that a lot of people had in common. Now, this individual was question when they just put down the word money. What has stopped you from reaching your sales goal? Money. Well, you you have to stop thinking about the money, and you have to start thinking about the service that you provide to people. When you provide the service to the people, you will be able to make money. So then you might flip that around and you might say, well, I need to have money to be able to talk to people. I need to have money to be able to generate leads. What I would say to that is, yes, you're going to have to generate leads. You're going to have money to generate leads, but you need to start somewhere. There's a whole bunch of other things that you done bought and stretched yourself out for. This will be one that you can concentrate and focus on doing something that can make a huge difference in you and your family's future by just buckling down and running your business the way that it needs to be ran. If you're thinking that people are going to just throw all of this money at you just because you open your doors, it's not going to happen. You need to get your business aligned the right way, and that's where you market for leads and you figure out ways to convert those leads. If you know that you're making sales with people that were sent to you or referred to you or that you came across, that means that you're good at selling your product or service. You just need more people to talk to about your product or service. Okay, we got another one here. Says that what has stopped you from reaching your goals? No access to leads or the right traffic. What is your monthly sales goal? They said $50,000 or more. That's what I like to hear. That higher number. That higher number. Now it says no access to leads or the right traffic. This was something that I used to think, and a lot of people are running into this right now. Basically, there's a lot of different traffic sources out there, and some of them are a lot harder to generate leads from than others. The ones that I tell everyone to start with is Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, and or Google. And the reason why is because they kind of have stuff set up for people who are new to marketing. And you know that they're real people there. There are a lot of these other traffic networks and ad networks that are out there, and you really don't know if there are people that are really seeing your ads or if it's just bot traffic. And let me kind of tell you the difference. Like when these ad networks like Taboola or Outbrain, there's a whole bunch of Verizon Media, there's a whole bunch of them out there. And what they do is they just uh, have publishers that have websites that have traffic and they allow them to connect with them and they go out and connect the people who want to run ads on those and they run them on those websites. That's why you'll see little banners all over the place. Some might be from Google, some might be from other places. From my testing, and but there's plenty of people that can make it work, but from my testing it's very difficult to generate leads from there because this is when you're advertising, one of the things that you're doing, except for when you're advertising directly on Google, is that and YouTube, is that you're actually running your ad like a billboard, and you're just trying to find people who are interested in what you had to offer. And so most of you are, are not educated in marketing to be able to run ads that way. It's very difficult. You will end up spending a lot of money. Trust me. My education on it had me spend a lot of money. Your focus should be more on generating leads. And the reason why is a huge benefit on it is that even if that lead does not purchase your product right away, you have more opportunities to sell that individual. If you compare it to something like TV, they run ads over and over and over, and you see that ad over and over and over again, but they have the money to do that. The way that I tell people to do it and the way that I do it, which is, work huge for my companies, is that you're using that same model, but you're just using it with email or you can text people also, but you're capturing the information and then yeah, it's going to cost you to capture their information, but just think about the time, how many times you can keep remarketing to that individual who raised their hand that they were interested in what your product or service is. So that's why it is very important if you're gonna make it in business, gonna be able to get out there and do it, you're gonna have to learn how to generate leads. Let's go to the next one here. This one here said, "What has stopped you from reaching your monthly sales goals?" Said Facebook and Instagram marketing is good, but low real time traffic is low unless you have real testimonials and results. I'm a new business owner and I've I've been paying for ads and marketing is just working honestly. I've gotten 5 in a month, which is very low. I came from a financial accounting background, so I'm using So I'm used to managing workflow and cash flow. I would like to make at least $5,000 a month. Okay. Um, and this person is with a networking company. So their sales goal is 5,000 a month. Uh, and they said that they are doing good with Facebook and Instagram marketing, but traffic is low unless you have real testimonials and results. Now, I'm going to break down both of those statements. Facebook and Instagram marketing is very good. It is very good to advertise on there. But if you advertise and you're not doing lead generation, you're hurting yourself. It's like you're trying to compete with people who have massive advertising budgets, and you're going to have to keep marketing over and over to get that same individual when you can be marketing over and over to get new people that are interested, and you can keep marketing over and over to those people who gave you their information through your email lead funnel. Now, it says here, uh, traffic is low. Real-time traffic is low unless you have real testimonials and results. Now, this is something for each of the businesses that I started. This is something that I had to go through. This is something that every new business owner has to go through. And actually, this is something that even companies that are introducing new products and services have to go through, is that they don't have people who have used their product or service. Maybe they're something that they're introducing new. So even if you are new to your business and new to offering your product and service, all you have to do, rather than focusing on the testimonials, you focus on what the product can do. You go into more detail about what it can do. If you're selling a product that's just a product, not a service, it should be easy for you to break down and show the differences between that product and other products that are similar to it. It would be very easy. All you have to do is just take the time and look at what attracts you to that product, break down all of the benefits, and then you relay that in your marketing advertisements. That's for a product. If you're doing a service, then you're going to have to figure out what makes, number one, your product unique, and then you're going to have to look at different ways to introduce that product to the market, even if it's the same. I mean, the service, even if the service is the same as other people, you're going to have to come up with a unique way of saying your product or your, I mean, I keep saying product or service, saying your service. Like, one of the ones that's very simple for everybody to understand, and I've used it before, is look at all the different hamburger places: McDonald's, Burger King. Down south, they have Whataburger, Jack in the Box, all these different places. And why didn't they just call it hamburger place? Reason why is because if you called it that, everybody's going to say it's just the same. So they had to brand the name to make it sound different. So it's like Whataburger. Okay, what is a Whataburger? Or what's the other one? White Castle hamburgers. That's the mechanism. That is what makes us different. Whataburger, White Castle hamburger, Big Mac hamburger, uh, Burger King hamburger, Burger King. This is what's called a mechanism. You have to, when any product or service, and it does go for products also, any product or service that has been introduced into the market, that there's already similar products or services, you're going to have to come up with a unique mechanism. Now, some people think unique selling proposition. This is totally different than a USP. This is a unique mechanism. This means that your product has to have some sort of either a unique way process that the service is provided, or if it's a product, a unique way that that product is actually utilized to get the benefit that the end user wants. You pay attention to that, because if you are in the business, which most of you are in the business where there's thousands of other people doing the same business, I'm in the same under the same umbrella as you have to figure out a unique mechanism for introducing your product to the market, or you will run into frustration and you will quit your business. You can mark my word. All right, let's go to the next one. And also for the last one, I'm going to use one that I use for my little sister. She started a business. I'm going to tell you exactly what I told her to do for her business when we had a consultation today. So now another one said not enough leads. They want to make $25,000. We've kind of answered this one. You need to learn how to do lead generation. Let's go to the next one. We got what has stopped you from reaching your monthly sales goal. We're contracted with an attorney firm that does debt elimination and also a company that does debt consolidation, looking for leads. And they actually bought leads from one of my uh, from my lead company, and their monthly sales goal is $5,000. Okay, so now let me we to break this down because they gave their service that they're offering is that they're contracted with an attorney that does debt elimination and also a company that does debt consolidation. So this individual, what they need to do is they need to they need to generate leads. I mean, this is like it seems like it's a simple, solution, and that's what everybody is coming to me for is a solution on generating leads. But you need to learn how to generate leads because that will answer at least that part. And uh, crazy thing about it is that with a lot of the businesses that I consult with, once they figure out how to generate leads, then you're on to uh, figuring out how to get your team, once you start building a team, to be as consistent as you are with generating sales. But even if you're just on your own, this will solve your problem when you learn how to generate leads. Here's another one here. Uh, find what has stopped you from reaching your monthly sales goal. Financial trouble, leads bad from Facebook campaign that target the right individuals that want to fix credit. This is one of the credit repair uh, people. This person is in the credit repair business. Same thing. Now, let me break that down about terrible traffic on bad leads from Facebook campaign. Um, what people usually say that whenever someone who has actually generated leads for themselves and they were not able to convert them into sales, that's a whole another part of your business that needs to get uh, some attention. But you never get to that unless you learn how to generate leads. You never get to see how good you are at closing because if you don't have enough people to talk to, no matter what, good leads, it's still going to be a numbers game because even the best lead may not be ready to buy from you. Uh, car dealers, furniture stores, credit repair companies, home care, all types of businesses. It's not just unique to your business. Have a lot of people contact them, and they do not end up buying. But if you follow my program, what I tell you to do, you will have people end up buying from you. So now that was the last one. So now I want to talk about what I told my sister. She's doing this unique service. Her name is Marsha. She's doing this unique service where uh, they there's a process that they use to take inches off of around the waist or probably anywhere where people have fat build up where they don't like it, like in the stomach or whatever. She has this unique uh, process for doing it. It is part of another company. She was trained on doing it. So it's not something that she specifically came up with. It's getting good results, but she had wanted to talk to me because she said that She's just having trouble getting over that hump. And her goal was that she wanted to earn a certain amount of money. She told me $4,000 a month so she can quit her other job, and that's her goal. And I said, well, what is stopping you? Like I asked other people, what is stopping you from reaching your monthly sales goal? She said the 9 to 5 job, because if you're working a 9 to 5, how are you going to dedicate time to make sales and to run a business and do things that you need to do to be successful? And I'm going to tell you, and she also says she want to make money while she sleeps, because one of the biggest, uh, I talk about this a lot. One of the biggest and best benefits of understanding what I'm going to be teaching you in generating leads is that you can wake up and make money while you were sleeping. If you have a product, you can sell those products overnight. Even if you have a service, with the business I'm talking about is a service business where we're going to have to still talk to them, but we get them to go ahead and put their credit card in and get everything started. And I had, I think it was 5 people, from 7:30 p.m. the night before all the way to the last order that came in before we opened our doors at 9 was at like 6:25 a.m., where the person paid for their services, paid, took credit card, paid. We called them and got them finished up this morning. So uh, these are her goals, and she's doing that weight loss or fat reduction or fat liquidation. That they have different terminology for the process. There's different companies doing different things, but it basically comes down to what all of us want is to have a slimmer figure. Had to be male. Men want to have a muscular, females want to be slimmed down, or even some people just want to be slimmed down and not, have fat or stomach, all of that stuff. You know what I'm talking about. So what I told her is exactly what I tell everybody and what I do. I practice this. A lot of people that are teaching you marketing, they're not actually doing what they say. They're just good at getting you to buy their, what I call, shovels, and you the one that's digging for the gold. I'm giving you the shovel and the gold, but you have to utilize it. There's plenty of people that have gold and they don't utilize it the right way. So I'm giving you both, and then I'm giving you the training on what you should do. Now, let me tell you what I told her to do is I asked her some questions about the fat liquidation, liquid program, where it melts the fat and you eliminate it through different uh, things that you do. Not going to get too much into that, but uh, I said the first thing when I asked her, are there other people that's doing? She said, there's a lot of people doing it. So I said, right away, this is something that's out there. People know about it. People are educated about it. So it's not really about that product. It's about making your process, your mechanism sound different than what other people are doing. And then I also told her she needs to attach herself to the business, because in a business like this, where you're an individual that's selling a product that's out there that other people have. I see this a lot with network marketing. You're going to have to somehow figure out a way, and you might have to talk to your company before doing this if you're with a network marketing company, but you have to figure out a way to make your process different than what other reps are doing. Some companies will let you do it, some companies won't, but let's go with if it's just where you buy the she I think she bought the equipment and the materials and supplies to do the service, and it's just her business. She just bought the system of doing it. So I told her she needs to come up with her own unique mechanism on what to name it. So I'm not gonna tell you what ideas on that, because there's probably other people doing it, and I want to be fair to her and not reveal what we kind of went back and forth for her to name as a unique mechanism. But when she introduces it to the market, then other people might try to copy it, but most people don't copy it because they don't understand the reason why someone even does that. They just think that you just came up with a name. The next thing I told her to do, because I had asked her, what is she doing for marketing? She said that she's posting on Facebook. She tried to do some paid marketplace ads or something on Facebook, but they turned those ads off. And I told her the reason why is because it's against Facebook's terms of service to show a before and after. It might run for a little bit, then it's going to end up getting shut down. So you cannot run like these before and after picture ads because they believe that everyone is different, which everyone is different, and it kind of uh, in their opinion, the user experience on Facebook kind of gets they get a little bit upset. Not to say that there's not a whole bunch of other things on there that people wouldn't get upset about. So I asked her what she was doing for marketing. I said, "Are you doing lead generation?" And she said something that a lot of people that I speak with about uh, having the information of people who are interested in your product or service, she said something that I hear a lot is that she skipped over the part about lead generation to customers that she had information on. Those are two different things. A customer is someone who paid for your services, or also in her case, someone that booked the service but they didn't follow through. But she had that information. And so what I did told her to clarify what I mean is that do you have people's information that saw what you had and they didn't buy from you? And she said no. She said no, I don't have that. And I said that this is very important. I told her you got to pay attention to me and you need to pay attention to me because if you're trying to quit that 9 to 5 job, what I'm about to tell you right now is going to get you over that hump. Everyone, even myself, when I was starting in business, I used to think that the customers were everything to the business. And so I would put a lot of focus on the customers, which you should, but I did not put focus on people who were not customers. And something that I had learned over the years, and I had learned it, well, actually learned it very quick with my publishing business. And I learned it with other businesses that I started, is that the people who don't buy from you, there's a numerous reasons why they didn't buy, especially if you have a product that that's a no-brainer. There's numerous reasons that they didn't buy, and one of them, the two most common, is they don't believe you or the price. They didn't have the money. That's really when it comes down to it. And if you break that down, uh, that's why it's very important for a new business owner to generate leads. Because let me tell you the reason why. Because you're new to business. Generating leads will give you the opportunity to test different things, different sales, or different ways that you would say what you had to offer to individuals without having to pay again to get those individuals. So when you're generating leads, those leads are going into a database. And then you can email out. You've received emails from people, and you've some of them you open, some of them you don't, some of them you do open and you read and you click, and some of them you open and read and you do click. So what I had started doing, and I used to do this in before the internet was made. This was a process that my wife and I used to do on paper. Is that we would write down who we contacted, if they said yes or no, and then we would call them the next week, and then we would ask them, about advertising in our magazine. Of course, that would be the hard way to do it now. So what we do with my businesses now is we do the phone, but we also do the email automation follow up. And one of the things that I do with my email automation follow-up is that I test different headlines to see if people will open the email. And there was one that I did where when I just changed the headline, the open rate on that was like 35% better than what the one previous was. So it's very important. But if you're just spending all your money on trying to get views and clicks and all of that, you're you don't have the opportunity to test on people that are interested, because you would have to set up a whole entire test all the time and then pay for a whole new ad with that new test. The way that I teach people to do it is you set up an ad that generates leads for your product or service. Get them into your autoresponder follow up. Make the calls and test with what you're saying to them over the phone. And you got to have a little script. It doesn't have to be too overwhelming, but you got to have some type of script so you know what you're saying to people. So if they do buy from you, you can continue doing that and give that to new reps so you can grow your business. That's what I did. But also your follow-up system, your automation. You want to be able to email them different, it could be different email offers. And you can do tests within those email offers so you can see which ones are getting them to click and which ones are getting them to open and which one are getting them to click to go through to see what you had to offer. And then that goes into making money when you're asleep. Because what you could do is if you have a product, you can put the order form there, or even a service. Some services you could just say, go ahead and pay now, and then we'll contact you in the morning, or we'll contact you within the next business day or the same day. You will have that automation, and that's like having another employee working for you. So I told her to do those three steps. So step number one, we'll back up the first step, number one, is you got to come up and create or develop a mechanism, some way of making your business process sound different than what other people are doing. The next step was you need to run ads, even if you do a small budget, to generate leads. Because if you generate leads, you will have the opportunity, number one, to call if you choose to. And then number two, you will definitely have the opportunity to send them through an email follow-up process that can get them to purchase your product or service. And the other benefit to that is that if that individual is not ready, uh, or they don't believe you, this is one of the hidden benefits of emailing. And it's the same way as if someone was watching you on TV, is that when you constantly are in front of someone with the same message, regardless of if you're the best person doing your business or not, regardless if what you're saying, is better than what someone else has to say, they will tend to believe you over the other person because they're going to say you took the time to keep communicating with them to show them the benefits of what you had to offer with your product or service. That's why you'll have some businesses that sell the same product or service, and you'll have one that's successful and one that's not. The one that is successful is the one that does not forget about people who not who either came in or did not decide to buy. They don't forget about them. What they do is they put them through some type of follow-up process to convince them that when you're ready to become a customer, we're going to be here for you. That's it. That is very, very, very important. And if you can internalize that, that's going to be your secret sauce, so to speak, to being able to quit your 9 to 5. I've been able to duplicate that same thing that what I tell you is I've been able to duplicate that with several businesses, and I've been able to have other people that I've consulted with duplicate it in their business. You gotta have something that sounds different, a unique mechanism for your product or service. So now, thank you for listening. I really appreciate it. I want to walk through just real quickly what I have to offer with my program because I believe that is very beneficial. Um, I, I'm giving you like when I do a program. Number one, I put it together myself, and I want to make sure that it's going to give you real deal stuff, not something that someone just repackaged and marketed out there as their own. This is real deal stuff. So what I got here, let me just go through them, break it down. This, you will be able to do this yourself if you get the program. You can do this yourself. It is not something that you will need me for, but we will be here for you as a consultant. That comes, we won't do the work for you, but we will consult with you if you have questions, you have some roadblocks, you're having an issue with something. My team or myself will be here. We will answer those questions. So now let me just tell you what you're going to get with the program is 3 steps of social media lead form process. 3 step social media lead form process course. So the first thing you're going to do is I'm going to show you, I'm going to lay out the foundation, what you need to have in place to be successful with your business. You can add all types of stuff later, but if you're trying to quit the 9 to 5, you got to get focused on getting the money to quit the 9 to 5. And another thing is that you're gonna want to know how to do this because if you don't know how to when your business, there's going to be ups and downs just like at your job, ups and downs with your business. And if you don't know how to do this, you're going to be in trouble with your business. You're going to find yourself where you're going to be reaching out, saying, "How do I solve these problems?" And you're going to end up either closing down or having to go back to a job when all you have to do is just understand that if I'm always getting fresh new leads of people to talk to, that no matter what, my business will continue to grow or sustain itself. So I'm going to show you the foundation of the things that you need to have. Not a lot of things, but you got to have these things in place. The next thing is I'm going to show you how to write winning ads. I've written thousands of ads for other companies, and I've also written thousands of ads for my company. I actually have an ad that has ran since 2008 on Facebook. It has never turned off. It has ran every day, even on Christmas, even on Easter, even on New Year's. It runs every day. And because that ad is so good, written so good, I never have to turn that ad off and I never have to do nothing. I do duplicate to refresh just because some of the on that ad, one of them I had over, I think about 5,000 comments on there. And so I just refreshed just to start that over. But uh, I've got ads that have been able to run straight. And just think if you could take the worries off of having to always come up with something new for an ad, where uh, the big, huge benefit that would be for you. Next thing is I'm going to show you how to create Facebook lead forms. You probably heard about it, but I'm going to show you the right way to do it because believe it or not, when you put together that form, it's also an advertisement. I'm going to show you what my process is for going through it. Other people talk about it, but I'm going to show you my process works all the time. The next thing I'm going to show you how to uh, create a Facebook lead generation ad from start to finish. Like looking over my shoulder, you're going to see how to do it from start to finish. No guesswork. You're going to know that I do this because you're going to see my account, number one. Next thing is I'm going to show you how to do the same thing. And that goes, Facebook and Instagram are one and the same. So you'll get both of them for that. And then and I show you how to add your Instagram on there, or to just let them know you want it to go Instagram. Next thing is I'm going to show you how to do the same lead generation type ad on TikTok. A lot of people don't know that you can do that. They don't even know. Some people don't even know how to run ads on there. I'm going to show you the right way to run ads on there so you can generate leads and so you can push your business. This is an excellent platform. There are real people on there. And from all of my testing, what I've seen is that if you're doing anything where you're calling out to people, the answer rate is tremendous from TikTok because it's mainly a phone type app. The next one, I'm going to show you how to do a Google AdWords lead generation ad campaign from start to finish. All of these are from start to finish that I'm showing you. Yes, you can actually make a lead generation campaign without the landing page on Google AdWords. And as a matter of fact, I'm showing you how to generate leads without having to worry about coming up with copy for a landing page to generate leads. This is like you're taking that whole step out of the whole process. So that makes it to where it's a lot easier for you to get your business off and going. Uh, I'm going to show you using the same platform, the app that I use for bringing in leads and how to make the forms, oh, not the forms, but how to make your autoresponder emails and your email blasts. I'm going to show you what I do on a weekly basis for my businesses to be able to reach out to people and how big of a difference it really does make if you had that automation in place. As a bonus, these are big bonuses. I'm going to show you how you can start making money with YouTube. Don't run away from the YouTube money. The YouTube money is great. I'm going to show you exactly what I did. My highest month was over, I think it was $6,500, $6,500, or somewhere around there. That was my biggest month of revenue from there. And I'm going to show you how you can do that. And you get, it's like you get a 2-for-1. I generate a lot of leads on there. I'm going to show you something that I do on there to generate leads. And that goes into my next bonus. I'm going to show you how to generate leads on YouTube and actually have people pay you to become a lead. Like this is something where I put this into action, I think in March or April, and people actually give me money. I don't give them, uh, my product or service. I don't give them anything, but I give them something for free, but they actually pay me for it. They just feel compelled to just give me the money. We're living in that age where people cash out people and stuff. So I was like, well, why don't I come up with this idea? They're gonna become a lead and then they're gonna actually pay me some money for becoming a lead. It I think it's over almost close to 2,000 or even more than that now that I've collected from that. Next thing, I'm going to show you some different ideas on how you can monetize your leads. A lot of people don't really understand the value of a lead. Uh, I talked about that with my sister also. She's going to do a tax business too. And I was like, if you generate leads, you can keep marketing to people who didn't buy. You can market to people who did buy, but also you can market your tax business to them. They may be interested in your tax business. And she said she had some, I think she said she had some oils or a lotion and something else. I had it on my notes. She had another, oh, the tea, or some type of tea and some type of lotions. You could, market to that same list that you've already paid when you generated them as a lead. You can turn that into extra money. So you have your regular service that you have, and then you have your additional product services, joint ventures, different things that you can do. I'm going to give you some examples of ones that I'm doing. The next one here is how do you improve your sales using Live Chat Inc. This is a service that's out there. Most people, well, every business, even including mine, uses it for live chat. If someone goes to our website and they want to communicate with us, but one of the huge benefits that I had found out on there is that you can actually use live chat to see how long people are looking at what you had to offer. I had found out with some of my sales pages, well, I won't even say some, when my original sales page, that people were going on there and they were only staying on there for like 4 or 5 seconds. And so what I did is I said, well, okay, I know how to generate leads, but now I need to work on my sales page. And so I show you exactly how to use that, and I show you examples of what I ended up doing. And but also we'll be here to consult with you on different things that you should do if you find yourself getting to that point. Next thing is there's a text service that we use called Burst SMS, and I show you exactly how we use it. Uh, it's a texting service where your leads, if you want to add that additional contact spot to contact your leads, you can load those into Burst SMS, and then you can send those text messages out directly to them. It's a very good service. It has good and bad. It doesn't always deliver to your entire list, and that's mainly because of the phone companies. But on average, it probably gets about 75, 60. I would say 65 to 75% of your list will get the message. The next one is how to make money with Google AdWords pay per call campaigns. I've made hundreds of pay per call campaigns for the towing and junk car business, insurance, done it for the credit repair, done it for different debt relief business, and Google's changed their terms about debt relief and credit repair, but other businesses you can set up pay-per-call campaigns, and I show you exactly how to do it, keywords, ads, everything, and you can start generating calls the same day or the next day. And then the final bonus is you'll have access to me, to my team and myself to answer any question that you have. We're not going to just leave you out there in the cold. This is a process, and we want to make sure that you are successful because that makes us more successful. And again, you will have everything that you need to do this on your own, but you can also contact us if you need help. This is not a monthly consulting type program. We will eventually have a service where, oh, I'm sorry, we do have okay, yeah, we have the consultant service that in the future, if you want to pay the consultant fee, uh, we have one where it's going to be probably like $100 a month, but we're not even doing that. This one here is a one-time pay, or you can take advantage of the three pay. Do we have a three pay option? Yeah, a three, one, two, three, four. Well, you pay 250 down, and then you'll pay in payments over the next 12 months, 99.97. So I'm breaking that down for you so you'll be able to do it. Or you can pay in full and you can save $451 if you pay in full. All right, well, I hope to see you as a client, but if not, I've given you some excellent content information that you can use to get your business off and running. So thank you for your time. This is Stephen A. Williams, and I wish you more success.